This is Len Lazarick with MarylandReporter.com. Today, we're talking to Larry Hogan in Annapolis, who has recently set up an organization called Change Maryland. Larry explored running for governor last year until Bob Ehrlich got into the race. Larry, tell us why Change Maryland? What's the reason?
Well, Len, like a lot of people in Maryland, I'm really concerned about the direction we're heading. It seems like we're way off track and heading in the wrong direction to me. A lot of people, myself included, are really fed up with politics as usual in Annapolis, and we want to try to do something about it. So Change Maryland was born. It's a bipartisan organization, nonpartisan organization made up of concerned Republicans, Democrats, and independents who want to try to make a difference and fight back for a change.
How can you say that Maryland's on the wrong track? Martin O'Malley got more than 60% of the vote just last year. Doesn't that say most Marylanders think he's doing a good job?
I think Martin O'Malley would think that it was a mandate from the people to do whatever he pleased and to increase spending dramatically and to increase taxes and fees dramatically. I don't think that's exactly what happened. I think in the last election, a lot of us were surprised at the margin of victory. But I don't think it was a mandate for the liberal tax and spend agenda that Martin O'Malley's been pushing. I think Governor O'Malley misled the public in the last election into believing that he was the fiscal conservative in the race. His fees and taxes commercials attacking Bob Ehrlich effectively convinced enough people that Martin O'Malley was, a tough fiscal leader making the tough decisions in this tough economy, and that he was the best guy to put in charge. A lot of people have been disillusioned when, since he's been elected, we had the most dramatic increases in spending ever. O'Malley's increased spending by $6 billion, his biggest increase coming in this past session. We are now number 4 in the nation in overall state and local tax burden. And we just had dramatic increases in spending. We are now, the National Governors Association just named us the number 4 state in the nation for increasing spending. So I don't think that's what the voters voted for.
So is this really all about taxes and spending then?
It's the primarily issues that we're concerned about are, jobs, the economy, the effect on small businesses, and spending, the deficit, and taxes. It's not just taxes and spending.
The governor talks about jobs all the time.
The governor does like to talk about jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs is kind of his mantra. But 200,000 Marylanders are no longer working. And thousands of small businesses in Maryland have either closed their doors or have moved out of the state. So it's easy to talk about it. And it really kind of bothers me when anti-jobs, anti-business politicians say they care about jobs, but where do they think the jobs come from? They come from small businesses, and he's been driving them out of the state with his tax policies and his regulatory policies, and he's making it very difficult for small business people like myself to be able to maintain jobs and hire new people, and that's a huge problem.
You say this is not just a Republican effort. How can you bring together a coalition, and what are some of the specifics of things that a coalition of people could work on? Well,
I think all Marylanders suffer. Democrats, Republicans, and independents suffer when there's no honest debate of the issues, when there's not a competitive and healthy two-party system, when the professional politicians and the special interests just go unchecked and continue to push the same failed tax and spend policies year after year. It's not a Republican-Democrat issue. This isn't about the right versus the left. This is about right versus wrong. It's not about Republicans versus Democrats. This fight is much more important than that. This is a fight for Maryland's future, and it's a fight worth fighting, which is why we've formed Change Maryland.
What do you say to people who just want to throw in the towel and say, I can't live in Maryland anymore. The state has become too liberal. I'm just going to leave.
Len, I hear that all the time. And what I say to them is, we can't quit because the stakes are too high. I mean, if you care about our state, I love this state. I'm disgusted with the direction we're heading. I understand their frustrations, but rather than giving up, I say we can't give up. I think we need to redouble our efforts. People need to come together, stand up together, and say enough is enough, and to fight back for a change and try to make a difference. And that's what we're all about with Change Maryland.
What do you say to people who say this is just the Larry Hogan for Governor campaign with a different name?
Well, if it was a Larry Hogan for Governor campaign, I'd probably say it's Larry Hogan for Governor. I'd be campaigning for myself. Instead, I'm closing my Hogan for Maryland campaign from last year when I did an exploratory. I've opened Change Maryland instead. I'm not pushing myself. I mean, I'm out there working as hard as I can, but it's because I believe in the issues. I care about what's happening. And instead of just promoting a campaign for a specific thing, I don't want to talk about what's going to happen maybe in 2014. We have serious issues facing us right here today, and I want to try to make a difference now.
So Larry Hogan might run for governor in 2014, but at the moment he's doing Change Maryland and running a development company.
Well, you hear a lot of people ask me that question, and it's really too early to say. I mean, I care about the state. If in a couple of years from now it looks as if we haven't got somebody who I think can make a difference, then I'll give it serious consideration. In the meantime, I'm going to try to stop some bad things from happening. I'm going to try to help some of the folks that I think are doing a good job. And we're going to try to give people hope so that they don't give up, and we're going to get people involved and educated and energized on some of the issues that we care about.
Thanks for talking to MarylandReporter.com.
Thank you, Len. Appreciate it.
This is Len Lazarick in Annapolis with MarylandReporter.com.